Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.
I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks. Hi, welcome to Money Talks, the Journal Times online business show. I'm business reporter Michael Burke, your host, and today we are at Route 20 Outhouse with the owner, Ray Stibeck. This should be interesting. Ray, what's the address out here on Washington Avenue?
14001 Washington Avenue.
Yeah, just west of the interstate on the south side of the road, for those who haven't been here. People may know this is the former Spokes, because it was Spokes for, 5-6 years, or was it longer than that?
8.5, almost 9 years.
Oh, was it that long?
Yeah.
Okay. And Spokes was known for its motorcycle decor, its motorcycle theme. People may know you, Ray, from a lot of different perspectives. They may know you from the family that owned several McDonald's around here, from the Texas Roadhouse, where you did some things at several Applebee's, from KZ Heating, your HVAC company that you have recently closed down, and perhaps as the co-sponsor of the downtown free Thanksgiving dinners. There have been 2 so far, and we're going on number 3. Is that right?
We've had 3. This would be number 4.
Oh.
We haven't decided if we're going to do it yet again this year.
Oh, okay.
All depends on the economy. That's how we do it.
Okay, you and Danny Johnson of Danny's Meats. So, what people may or may not know about you is there are 3 different times you literally could have died, and in about the last 6 years, and we'll get to those. So you evidently have 9 lives, like a cat or something.
So I got 6 left.
You should have 6 left, yeah, by my count.
Thanks for your help.
So McDonald's, let's just touch briefly on that. You were 3rd generation in Racine area McDonald's restaurants, right?
Correct.
Your grandfather, then your parents.
Grandfather, then my father, and me.
Why don't you just quickly name your grandfather and your dad?
My grandfather is Raymond Stibeck the first.
Mm-hmm.
My father is the second, and I'm the third.
Okay. And so you could have walked right into that business, the McDonald's fast food business. Why didn't you?
I went to the university, got my franchise license through McDonald's to be able to take over the stores. I was slated to take over the stores.
And your family had how many at that time?
How many stores?
Yeah.
We had 4 total.
Okay.
And actually, we were earmarked to get another one, but my grandpa passed away in '96, and I just didn't feel it. Just didn't. Growing up, all through school and everything, everybody kind of saying, "You rich boy, silver spoon in your mouth" story. And, I just didn't want something handed to me like that. I really just wanted to earn something, and I wanted to make something for myself, not just go on through life and everybody in Racine who's known me and known my family to say, he didn't earn it. Mm-hmm. It was just given to him because his grandpa worked very hard or something like that. So.
Okay. So why don't you just briefly march us through some of the other jobs you've had, because you've had a lot of them.
I've had a lot of jobs. I tried to work in every facet of the industries to learn how the behind-the-scenes work, selling cars, retail, fast food, fine dining, construction. I've built houses before. My stepdad actually is an architect, so I was always kind of intrigued by the construction. Always used to take woodworking classes at McKinley and Park. Mm-hmm. So growing up, those tools were there. I just kind of branched off and explored those further.
Why don't you tell about the incident when you were in construction and you were on the roof and you got...
Basically, This was
how many years ago, roughly?
This was probably 18 years ago.
All right.
I'm 38. We were setting trusses, and I was in Carhartts. It was about 0 degrees that day. and it was just so darn cold that I said, there's got to be a warmer job to do than this. And I was just looking at the different tradesmen, the plumbers, electricians, HVAC guys, and landscaping, all that stuff. And I decided to pick HVAC. I said, I'm gonna try that, give that a shot. At least everybody's gonna be looking at me. Hey, when you get the furnace in, get us warm. So that's kind of the idea behind it, and I just kind of went with it.
So you got trained in that?
Trained in that, went to school for it.
Yeah. Tell about the episode on the roof where you got the jolt of the electricity.
We had, with my HVAC business, we were changing out a rooftop at a Menards, and I hired a licensed electrician to do a lockout tagout, which you're supposed to do to prevent, any electrical shocks. Well, this particular electrician, this company actually locked and tagged out the wrong unit. So the one we changed out, when we went to disconnect, got an electrical shock, 460 volts, and that threw me pretty good off on that roof. Even though it was a rubber roof, it got a pretty good jolt. That was could have been a lot worse if I had been grounded and had my other hand on the unit. Then it could have gone across your heart, probably could have killed me.
Okay, so you had a little bit of luck there.
A little bit of luck there.
Yeah. Your next accident was a couple of years ago. Talk about that car wreck and how that indirectly led you to this business.
Well, in 2011, while I was working with my company, KZ Heating, I was down in Kenosha, and a guy T-boned me in an intersection. Just didn't see the stop sign, and
on the driver's side,
hit
right?
me on the driver's side. Ended up tearing my rotator cuff muscle and a couple other things, back, neck, the normal things you would happen in an accident. And that kind of really slowed me down physically, because in an HVAC you have to work above your heads, and when you have a torn rotator cuff, it's very difficult and very painful to work above
I've torn mine, and I can attest to that. Couldn't lift my arm for 3 months.
Yeah, so it took me, I think, 7 to 8 months before I could even start feeling a little better. And I had employees at the time that really helped and stepped up and did the stuff, but it was a tough economy too. The economy has just kind of gone down at the time too, so we were a little slower. It just was kind of tough. And when you're a business owner, small business owner, and you're the intricate part of that business, it makes it very difficult to keep it going. And
so you closed down KZ Heating.
I did this at the end of last year, with having the restaurant and the heating, air conditioning, and just really physically kind of not wanting to push it and risk more injury. I just decided it's probably the best thing. So
you bought Spokes in early 2012, and you knew you were going to make some changes. What were some of the changes you had in mind? I
had in mind this beautiful mezzanine we're sitting on. The stage, basically I did design this around the stage and around music. I wanted to create, when I was younger, going to the Broad Stop, that was kind of the place for music around here, or go to Milwaukee, Riverside, or down Chicago. And I just really wanted a place for some great music that sounds really good. That's not just a bunch of people just jumping up on instruments and just playing their hearts out. And I just wanted something that Racine could be proud of, and try to get traffic, instead of everybody from Racine area leaving, get people from Milwaukee, Chicago, Kenosha, and surrounding areas coming to Racine.
Well, talk about some of the technical aspects of this stage.
It's state-of-the-art sound system. We have a GLD soundboard. Steve Hawkins does all my sound. He works in a recording studio, so that was kind of my ace in the hole as far as the sound thing. Good friend of mine who has the knowledge and the know-how to get the bands, to set them up properly, make them sound better than what they really are sometimes. And with him helping me getting all the sound, we did the arrays hanging up. We've actually mic'd this place where we test for the acoustics around the whole building, and then we put the intricate LED light system into. And you have a kind of a clear shield, plexiglass shield or something like that? The plexiglass shield down there actually is for the drummer. It helps deflect the sound back into the sound deadening material. That whole stage is lined with sound deadening material, and basically so the band in front that's playing doesn't get drowned out, and you don't hear just a bunch of banging on the drums, and it doesn't help hurt the audience either. So now, sound control. Yeah. Now, when you came in here, what amount of money did you expect to invest, and what did you end up investing?
Beyond the purchase of the building.
Beyond the purchase of the building, I anticipated about $250,000.
Because you had some serious changes in mind.
With the mezzanine, the addition that we put on, because I wanted to separate the bar from the dining area, just, some of the riffraff that comes through in the bars, to make it a little more family-oriented. This was more of a biker bar, and I wanted to kind of lose that scenario and make it more family-oriented, for everybody. I just want to kind of make it a place that everybody would like to go.
Okay.
And pretty much.
So you expected to spend about $200,000.
Yeah,
Maybe a little more.
I was like, construction always kind of drags on sometimes. Unforeseen things. I was like, okay, maybe $250,000. And
what happened with that plan?
That plan went right out the window. We got hit with an unanticipated sprinkler system from the state. They changed the laws from buildings that were over 10,000 square feet have to have one to buildings over 5,000 square feet. This building was at 4,800. With the additions, now we're just under 8,000.
Put you into that category.
Put us into that category when they changed it. Now we're in it. So now I'm under construction. Got halfway through. Now I got to put a sprinkler system in. It's either close up and let a building sit now I've vested all my money in, because now this is going to cost an extra $100,000.
Yeah, wow.
Or figure out a way, and banks aren't loaning money, and it's just like, this is a bad time to be doing anything in a bar restaurant business. Number one, in a tough economy where banks are kind of like, they don't want to risk it, but we did. I actually got.
And you had to put something else in that you didn't expect to.
I had to put a full-blown fire alarm system in with horns and strobes and manual pull stations, the whole 9 yards. That was actually.
Is that state code?
No, the state just wanted the sprinkler system monitored. The town, the municipalities can add if they want to, and the town requested, the fire department said, we want this too.
Wow.
And you can't say no, we don't.
So all of that, instead of 200 or a little more, what did you end up investing?
By the time we're all said and done with everything, we're going to be close to double what I was anticipating spending.
Wow. Now, you have made some serious additions and things. Talk about some of you have now a separate room, a separate bar area.
Separate bar area. We're going to have hopefully open here before Labor Day weekend for the 110th, which is a 40-foot bar. Pretty big for by any means a standard bar. We have 20 beers on tap. And I actually took the motorcycles that were here originally, because I believed in trying to mix old with new, and they're hanging up in the new bar area. It's pretty neat.
And you have 20 beers on tap over there.
20 beers on tap.
And talk about the nitrogen.
We actually, instead of using canistered welding grade gases, your CO2 and your nitrogen, I put in a CO2 tank inside, which is food grade CO2. And then we put in a nitrogen making system. Instead of having a welding grade canister, we actually produce our own nitrogen here and have a storage tank for it. So we produce it from the atmosphere that around us. And
what's the difference between welding grade CO2 and the food grade? Why does that make a difference?
Because welding grade CO2, it's just impure. It's a lot of byproducts and stuff mixed in there. Anybody that's had draft beer that gets headaches and that from it, that's because you're drinking impure gas. It's just different particles and stuff in there. So I just wanted the beer to taste great, number one, like it was coming out of the brewery, out of a bottle. And two, I care more about what things are consumed by us. And
what's the nitrogen used for?
The nitrogen is used to give the blend, the body, or blend the beer mixture. So the nitrogen's for the beer, CO2 is for the soda and for the beer.
One of the you have kind of a different floor plan down there, and one of the things you observed, you said early on, was talk about the sort of experience a person had coming in here for the first time and wanting food.
The original floor plan, when you came into this place, you didn't know what to do. You didn't know if you should sit down. If you sat down, are you going to get a server? And a lot of people actually, coming from the interstate, just stopping in, probably more so than locals, sat down, waited for a while, saw that no server came, and they left. And the reason why?
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason why is because there was a counter in the back that you had to actually go and place your order at the counter and sit down, kind of like a Culver's, and then they bring the food out to you.
Right.
And a lot of people just didn't get that concept or wouldn't think that from the restaurant, like the setting that this was from the outside. So,
and how'd you rectify that?
I put a wait staff in.
Okay.
Put a wait staff in, got rid of some bottlenecks and, some vision things. I pretty much changed the whole entire floor plan.
Yeah. With your addition, the things you put in go even beyond that outside. So talk about what you have added outside beyond the new addition and what more is coming there.
Outside, we've put a new patio in that we're just finishing up. So a brand new patio, probably one of the largest patios in the area. We're also putting in an outdoor stage. And then next spring, just because of time, we're running out of time, next spring we'll put in a sand volleyball court and horseshoe pits.
How many acres do you have here?
We are sitting on about 1.2, almost 1.3 acres.
So how many pits will that allow you?
We'll have one sand volleyball court and 2 horseshoe pits.
Okay, yeah. How much have you done with the spokes menu and made any changes?
We changed the menu quite a bit. I'd say we've probably changed it about 50%.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on a new menu that for the last 6 months that will be coming out in probably later part of September. That is going to be just phenomenal. I'm really about plate presentation. Everybody's watching what they eat. We're going to have some gluten-free items, things that are all natural products and stuff like that. So my kids are all gluten-free, not by choice, not because they have to.
Oh.
But there's a lot of people that have,
Yeah.
food allergies and stuff, and we're just trying to be mindful of those things and try to cater to everybody. So there's something for everybody on the menu, and more than just one choice. Say, if you're gluten-free, you can only have this one item. We're not going to do that.
Name a dish or two that you've added to the menu.
We've added pizzas. That's actually probably the biggest thing we've added here. We have 9-inch, 14, and 16-inch pizza. We've made our own sauce from scratch. All our dough, all our toppings are all fresh. They're not canned, so we chop them up daily. Everything's from scratch here. We grind our own meat. We cut our own steaks. We bake our own bread for our rolls, for our sandwiches. So everything is really from scratch. We make our own salads. And I'm really, I guess I'm more about that. Try to be unique. Set us apart from everybody else.
Yeah. Speaking of food, you just reminded me, Danny Johnson will have a presence in here eventually, right?
Yeah, he's been waiting. We've been talking about it, just trying to get the deli set up, and it's almost there. It's kind of one of those last things that we're going to get to, just because it's more important to get the other things done. But yes, Danny used to have a deli in Brzezinski's some years back, if people would probably remember. Yeah. And then we're going to bring that back.
A really nice one.
Yeah.
I alluded to 3 accidents you've had, and we've talked about 2 of them. Why don't you talk about the third one?
Third one actually happened this past May as I dropped my kids off to school. I was heading out to work here on KR, and there's a lot of traffic in the morning. It was about 7:15 in the morning, and the car just pulled out and started coming into my lane, and I tried to get out of the way and go towards the shoulder, and the car just kept coming and actually hit me head on.
And I mean, was very, very tragic, not just for you, but the other driver was actually killed.
Yeah, the other driver passed away. Unfortunately, had 4 kids and a wife.
And did they ever find out what caused that? Or why he drifted into your lane?
He fell asleep.
Wow.
Was working 2 jobs. One job was out of Waukesha, I found out.
Oh, really? Wow.
And was just coming back from work. And some of the people that witnessed it said that, coming off the interstate, that he was bobbing and weaving several times from the interstate to the point where we got hit.
Wow. And what did it do to you physically?
I got some pinched nerves. I got some twitching in my right arm. Probably going to end up having surgery on C6, 5, 6, and 6, 7 in my neck.
Wow.
Probably either fusion. They don't really quite know yet, but they're still working on it. Still going to the doctors, physical therapy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm lucky to be alive, and that kind of makes me grateful and opens my eyes to the things that I haven't, finished in life, and how, a lot of people, you never know where you're going to go, and everything I got going on, I could be gone tomorrow, and guess what? I got an unfinished building, and I got some things I got to put in order in my life.
Yeah. Well, that seems a good place to wish you good luck, both with the recovery and with the business. So definitely, people check out Route 20 Outhouse out on the interstate, just west of Highway 20. Ray Stibeck, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching Money Talks. I'm business reporter Michael Burke. Thanks to our producer Scott Anderson, and please remember, Money Talks.
you.